Well, my name is Tori Roberts, and I'm with ARC in the Midlands, and I am one of the job coaches up here in the upstate. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what we do. So the ARC in the Midlands is a member of the largest national organization that is based on advocating and serving people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. All right. The ARC promotes quality of life, knowledge of rights, community inclusion, and systems of support. So we got our start more than 6 years ago, and what that can tell you is that we are experts at what we do. You can trust us with your clients. We are fantastic at getting people not only a job, but to start a career. So here's some of our programs and services within the community. We have Wings for Autism, Let's Talk, Project Search, you've heard a little bit about today already. We are actually the statewide coordinators for Project Search, and we provide technical assistance throughout the entire state for all the different programs that are going on. We also have Bark in Schools, Mixed Greens, and we just opened a thrift store in the Midlands. We have residential program in our Midlands location, and that's where they encourage self-respect and dignity, values of community inclusion, and provides a safe and structured environment to promote that growth. We also have employment, competitive employment and competitive wages, assessments and skills growth, individualized and ongoing job supports. The ARC at Work and Starbucks Inclusion Academy are two of our programs that have just started up in the past 3 or 4 months. So what is competitive employment? All right, competitive employment is into people that are getting into the labor force. These are not workshop programs. These are competitive jobs with competitive wages, so that they are making at or above minimum wage. And supported employment is defined by the DDSN, Department of Disabilities and Special Needs, as intensive ongoing supports for participants whose competitive employment at or above minimum wage is unlikely. So it's people that just need a little bit of help getting into the workforce. So when we're talking about supported employment, we're talking about client interviews and assessments, community-based instruction, job development, interview skills, on-the-job training, and fade out and follow along. So I'm going to go into a little more detail about each of these. So during our interview and assessment, we are going to meet with our clients one-on-one in their home with their families, their case managers for that initial meeting, and we're going to get to know them on their own turf. We do a skills assessment questionnaire. We set individualized employment goals, and then we create objectives to reach those personal goals. We also have something called community-based assessment. It's a skills assessment in the community. All right? So when we're talking about earlier about the questionnaire form, this is the part where we find out what you can't find from a paper form. All right, we're going to take them out in the community, and we're going to discover what their strengths are and if there are any problem areas that we need to address before we get into the workplace. And we also discover what they're interested in, because jobs are a lot easier when you love them. So we continue on after we've assessed them in the community. We do something called community-based instruction. So this is where we're going to teach skills in the community. All right. One of the ways in which we do this in the community is like, we'll go to the store, and I'll have 5 or 6 items in the buggy, and I'm like, okay, let's go find their place in the store. Can this person find in the store where to put those items back? All right. We also have soft skills training, so that's a lot of different things. You've got how to behave in the workplace. You know, we want to address those issues of boundary crossing before we cross any boundaries. And we also look at their transportation needs, because that is one of the biggest problems that we face. Do they have reliable transportation? If they don't, then we have to find a way around that. So that is one of our main points. You know, we have a lot of roadblocks. Let's get over that one. And then we have job development. So we are in employment first, and we do targeted job development. So there's ways, you know, depending on the functioning level of our consumer, we look at, well, can they just do a straight up job? Or do we need to do something we call job carding, where we've got somebody who's going to work at a grocery store, but they may not run the cash register, but they can bag groceries, or they can sweep up the floors, they can go collect carts in the parking lot. You know, that frees up other employees to do other work. And we also have customized employment strategies, where we're looking at, is this person going to be able to be in an environment without any support and any way of getting around if they're on their own. You know, what are we going to do when there's no longer a job coach coming with them every day? So we talk to the other coworkers, the supervisors, and we get everybody in the workplace involved in making this a success. It really does change the entire work environment. So we're on to the interviews. We go over grooming for interviews. How are you going to dress? No, you cannot wear the five-finger death punch t-shirt to your job interview. You need to wear a nice shirt. We also go and do a whole lot of mock interviews. I can't even tell you how many times I will ask interview questions over and over and over again with my people, so that they can just spout those things out by memory. Okay? So when we get into that interview, that there's not a whole lot of get rid of those ums. We also have interview support, so that means I go with them to the interview. Now, I'm not doing the interview for them, but I am there to help them with the questions that they get stumbled on. On the job training, so now we've got a job. Now what are we going to do? So we do job coaching. Job coaching for at least the first 2 weeks, depending on the person that we're working with, but it can go on for as long as they need us. That means that we are going to go over each and every little task that they're going to do and make sure that they know how to do those and they're comfortable with their environment. We also identify and use natural supports. You know, earlier I was talking about, we talk to the coworkers, we talk to the supervisors. We want to make sure that everybody is involved in making sure that this person not only does their job well, but excels. We also look at accommodations. Some of our consumers have vision problems, and we want to make sure that they have the right sort of adaptive technology to make sure that they can do their job. And this also comes into, we will do detailed task analysis. Put up a little laminated sheet on the wall so that they know that they've got to do this step, this step, this step, and this step in order to complete their job. After they have been trained up and they are really comfortable with what they're doing, we start the fade out process. All right? And fade out is slowly and systematically removing the coach and to foster independence. Because we're not going to be there forever. That's not our role. We are going to be there to make sure that they are comfortable and they know what they're doing. And then we start to step back a little bit. Okay? And then we have follow along. So I've stepped back and now they're doing their shift all by themselves. But we don't stop right there. We continue. We have site visits. So every couple of weeks I'm going to come by and see everybody, see how things are going on. If there's any problems, I want to address those problems immediately. I'm going to talk to their supervisors, their coworkers. All right, we're going to check in with those employers, not only with site visits, but we're going to call them regularly. Make sure that they understand that we are there and we can step in at any time that they need help. We're going to shape and add tasks. So that means when I've come for a site visit, I notice they know all their tasks. They want to learn a new job. So we've got a new job to do at the workplace. We're going to make another task analysis. We're going to make sure that they are completely trained on those specific tasks before we leave out again. And then we're going to go with career progression. We're going to follow them. This is not just a one job and we're done. We're going to make sure that they can move up in their field. You know, maybe they want a different job. Maybe they don't like this job. So we find a new job. We keep on until they are happy. So, how do we pay for all this? So, services are provided through waiver services. We have the intellectual disability, related disability, often called the IDRD waiver, and the community supports waiver. We also have private pay. We also have clientele that are coming from the Commission of the Blind. And we have something rather new. It's called the state-funded follow-along, and that's starting within the next couple months, right, Sandy? It's already going? It's already going? Okay. But if you want to know any more information about waivers, this is the DDSN website that has all the information. So how do we get employment services? So you've got somebody that it's your child, and your child is taking up way too much time on your living room sofa. You want to get them out. You want to get them doing something. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to contact the case manager. All right, you talk to your case manager, say, is this something that we can do? That case manager is going to provide you a choice. We are not the only people that do supported employment. We are the best. We're not the only ones. So we give them, they're given a choice of providers. So once you've made your choice, the case manager is going to send that referral on to the office, and then the job coach is going to contact the family for that initial interview and assessment. Any questions?
Got one up here.
Yes.
I have a few actually. One, the residential, what ages do you guys accept into those programs?
I do believe that starts at age 18
What was the question?
for residential services.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
usually
Age 18.
And, you know, as far as your reach for the jobs, like how far do you guys go in the upstate? I mean, is it primarily Greenville? Do you guys do Spartanburg, Anderson?
We do all 13 counties of the upstate.
Okay.
I have one in Walhalla. And yes, I do go out to Walhalla.
we have a statewide contract, so we have job coaches on the ground in Greenville, Horry County, and the Midlands area, but we shoot statewide. So depending on how big that client base gets in a certain area, then we start putting boots on the ground. But we'll travel because the great thing about South Carolina is you get in there and that's what we call it.
Sure.
Yep.
And my last question is, would you guys be willing to come out and actually speak at different facilities?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. My contact information is available. Just give me a call and I will come out and present.
Thank you.
Yes.
Who are some of your employers that you place these folks with, and what do they do?
Well, I have someone that is working at Westminster Retirement Home right now. I've got another person that is about to start a job at Bob Jones University in their cafeteria. I have another one that's working for the Spartanburg County Schools, working in their cafeteria through Chartwells. And we have others that are, there's one at, you've got two at Bargain Hunt, right?
Well, I'm
One.
hoping to get two there, but right now there's a place called Bargain Hunt on Haywood Road, and it's actually, it's not a thrift store, it's all new merchandise, and I have a guy that's stocking. So he takes merchandise out and puts it on the shelf, and he's doing really good. And I had somebody too at Bob Jones through Airmark Foods. So Airmark Foods has been very good. We've had really good success.
We also have someone at Publix.
Right.
It depends on what job that they want to do and what they're comfortable doing. I've got one guy who could sell you 3 boats before noon. You know, he's just a chatterbox. He's great, and he's actually a server at the retirement home. And then I have others that would rather hide in a hole than talk to somebody. So we get them jobs usually, you know, in the back somewhere where they don't have to deal with too many customers. They feel more comfortable.
In Spartanburg, I have somebody at the Publix at the Hillcrest Shopping Center, and they've been extremely supportive. So there's good ones out there that we've been working with.
That's one of the things that's made us so successful, and so, one of the things that she was talking about the park is that we are made up of, our boards are governed by family members and individuals with IDD. So we do what we do to get quality outcomes, and for those who know me, I know Mike and I have done a lot of things. I had a sister that I brought to South Carolina and kind of faced some of the same things that you may have faced with some of the organizations that had difficulty, but really, to me, my background is government and business, and what makes the ARC so different is that it is business driven. This is, it is making those connections in the community and getting these jobs and working with companies like the Starbucks Corporation, Sodexo, Aramark, Zoe's Kitchen, Embassy Suites, the hospitals with Project Search are phenomenal. We're talking about jobs in Spartanburg. You can talk about Spartanburg a little bit more, but in Parkridge Hospital, there's individuals after Project Search that are surgical techs, medical equipment. These are real jobs, real careers. So there's no limit on what they can do. So that was a great question. Thanks for asking us. But if you did anything, and this is our director of support employment right here.
With the Walgreens down in Anderson, I've heard good things about that.
I have heard, they've been working with the Clemson Life program,
No,
and,
another organization.
Thanks.
well, Clemson Life is,
Walgreens is great at the distribution level. It does not trickle down to the retail level. So it's great. And so taking that distribution model and putting it in places like Starbucks and Pontiac Foods and some other corporations is a great idea. So you can talk to them about that.
yes.
As I heard your presentation, I thought, have you guys thought about expanding to talk to politicians on job coaching and how to help them
Oh.
get
Oh, you're asking for a
job
lobbyist?
done?
I'm not a lobbyist, but
If we have an employer that is interested, who's the best person to contact?
you can contact our Director of Supported Employment, Sandy Batten, and you can also contact me, and I'm always around. Any other questions? Yes.
Is there a prerequisite, like a minimum prerequisite of maybe a complete GED, or what you really
We have a lot of people that only have a high school certificate, some that don't have any sort of formal education at all. I have one gentleman who's 58 years old. He spent most of his life in a group home and didn't have the opportunities for education. But he's starting a job over at Aramark in a couple weeks.
And we also, as an agency, take all function levels. So we have some that are nonverbal. I'm a firm believer. I'm a family member. When I hear things like, "Oh, they can't do this or we can't do that," that's like the challenge. Right? Okay. But there are jobs for those folks. Those carve-outs you talked about. It may be a couple hours a week, but it's competitive employment, and you just got to find the right match for the right person. But so we'll take those all the way down to the lowest functioning level, all the way up to the highest functioning level, which is another challenge for us, because once you get into that high functioning autism world, they don't always qualify for those waivers. They don't always qualify for level of care. So some different programs that we run through there are like specialist nurse programs working with the IT industry and other folks. We have a partnership with the Microsoft Corporation in Seattle called the Microsoft Autism Project. So we're trying to find those folks that have got master's degrees that can get through school, but they can't get through that HR board, or they're getting shut down with assessments, those kinds of things. And we all know how hard HR is anyway, right?
So 2 more questions. These might be
Okay.
jumping on a landmine, but we do it. Are they paid the same thing as others?
Absolutely, no
Absolutely.
less than
Okay.
minimum wage,
All right.
not more.
Yep. Competitive
What?
jobs and competitive
If we did have
salaries.
an employer who we thought this might be a candidate for, what could we tell them that's an incentive to engage in this?
We actually had, at our November staff meeting, we had a couple of owners of businesses come in and talk to us about what they enjoyed about working with our agency. They noticed that the entire environment changes. You get a more collaborative work environment. They're working together and not against each other. There's a reduction in that office gossip or on the place gossip. We have dependability. Our guys are going to show up.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to work. They're not going to spend a bunch of time on the phone. You know, they're not gonna dip out for a smoke break, you know?
I think
They're-
one of the greatest things though, Tori, is just for the fact that they're gonna have a job coach. Sometimes when you talk to employers, they hear the word disability and they just picture the person in the wheelchair and tubes and things like that. We gotta change some perceptions. But when you explain to an employer that, you know, you're gonna get two employees for just one, your job coach is gonna come out alongside with the client and they will take the pressure off you guys. It's a trainer. You know, we spend a little bit of time, right?
You trained me one time and you don't have to train me again, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of time with this employee.
I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone in the room, Thrive, everyone, we're doing such a great job of breaking down those barriers. And I think it's perceptions and barriers, and now we've got Project Search. Now you can look at these places and show them real examples. We can let them talk to Starbucks Corporation, you know, down there that's doing the Inclusion Academy, which is very similar to Project Search, just a little bit shorter. But now we have real life examples where they, and I always tell them about, we talk about OSHA and safety. I'm like, look, if Carthage Hospital can put someone in an emergency room, trust me, we'll get through it. Right? You know, it's barriers and fears and training. So we do